Oh, do I feel good today. And Big Cheesy, you thought your boy DG was going to sit in the chair today. Not going to happen. We're doing everything because we're busy. We never stop grinding. Welcome to everybody. This is your sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it Driving the Line, and we continue to grow every single day, even in the dog days. It is cash stacking time, and it's a busy day at the brand. Now, last night, if you're not into playoff hockey, I got to tell you, you missed one of the great games to watch of all time. 5-3, yes, we hit the over as we take a look at yesterday's action with Soupy. Yankees only scored 4 runs. Of course, Charles again having a solid day. And look at my man, AB. Only one game yesterday, but that means today we get 3 big games. Also, overnight, we crossed a big threshold. We have 2 brands here, Driving the Line, but a lot of you also subscribe to Behind the Turnbuckle. So I wanted to take a chance to say thank you. 6,000 subs and growing by the minute. So we have a big announcement coming up later in the week for more content on the Behind the Turnbuckle side. But we've got an 11 a.m. Eastern game today, so we have no time to waste. We got to bring in my partner, my 5-tool player, the man who never stops grinding when you're talking College World Series and Omaha and AB. It must be like Christmas morning to get not 1, not 2, but 3 big games today. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Good morning, everyone. And yes, 3 games today, and 2 of them could decide teams that go to the national championship. If Tennessee wins today, they are in the national championship. If Texas A&M wins tonight, they are in the national championship. It is a massive, massive day.
Now, Florida and Kentucky, they played 11 a.m. We're going to have picks on that literally in a minute, but they would have to come back and play tonight. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep. Since it was rained out last night, the winner of Kentucky and Florida will turn around and play again tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern against Texas A&M. And Florida State and the winner of that game, they have to win today, all right? And if they do, they will play again tomorrow. So we will see. These 2 teams undefeated. Lose win 1.
If only there was a brand that was doing live shows every day during the college world. Oh, wait. What do we got today, big boy?
We've got 1:30 p.m. Eastern. We are going to break down Florida State versus Tennessee, elimination game. And at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight, we will break down either Kentucky and Florida against Texas A&M. So, yeah, man, big, long day. It's going to be great.
And it'll be on the free side for everybody. Just turn on your notifications. The minute AB starts, ding, your phone goes off and you can watch it live. And I'm telling you, there's more bets there that you don't want to miss, but you got to watch it live. Now, what is the Howie Schwab crew play of the day selections today, AB?
Going college baseball here and going the first game that starts again at 11 a.m. Eastern. You going Florida money line plus 105, or you going Kentucky money line minus 135? Or are you going over 11.5 or under 11.5? Polls in the chat. Vote now, and we'll update as we always do at the end of the show.
Man, Howie would be loving the College World Series right now, man. He'd be making picks all over the place. He just loved everything college. So, Howie, we're always thinking about you. All right, as we mentioned, there's a game starting in exactly 55 minutes, so we have no time to waste. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, and for those of you who are new, welcome. It's time for the picks. I am seeing all of these positive notes in the chat about putting our plays together, making parlays. We absolutely love it. Before you do that, though, I need you to hit the like button for me. Every time you come in, hit the like button, then just start chatting. Just start chatting away. Look at my crew. We go 5 wide, but we're really going 6 because Seabass has picks today as well. But I just saw in the chat, my man DG said, is Edmonton about to come back from 0-3? DG, do you not agree? We were texting last night. That was one of the greatest hockey games I've ever watched in person, and we cashed the over. Good morning.
Morning, crew. Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everybody. Listen, I am not a hockey guy, but I do the hockey show, and I'm becoming a hockey guy. I'm watching it. It's so much fun. I'm scared for the Florida Panthers because Edmonton's they look like they're rolling right now.
They do. Connor McDavid, a virtuoso. One of the great saves you'll ever see. Then he scored again after. If you didn't watch it, you missed out. You missed out. By the way, you heard DG. We've got a special hockey show every day. There's a game. DG and his cohorts, they're crew exclusive. You got to be a member. Got to be a member, but they give it to you every single game day. Now, Raphael, I mentioned that we're going to be announcing in the next couple of days. BTT Plus is what we're going to call it. But I've talked to the bosses because you get so upset that I make you wait for all that content. You, sir, are going to have a special invite to that. Good morning. Come on! Come on! What are we doing? AB, what are we doing? That great lead in and then that. All right, let's go.
You put in all that effort.
Yes.
I was collecting cans for the subscription, but now I don't have to. So I had to put on mute because aluminum cans are loud.
Well, I will say you do it because you're always in the chat. So I'm going to give you a break. Now, this man, you saw check marks next to his name once again. So look at that little smirk. He gets our 15 seconds this morning. The man from the dirty. Charles, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach, crew, chat. I do want to say my man Raphael, he should have had a check mark as well. It's brutal how they took away that goal late. He got 2 goals late, so we should have had that 3-1 for him. So big shout out for Raphael. He should have had that big plus money as well. But yeah, we're off and running. Croatia, I don't know what they're doing, but I think we could see a lively second half as well. Portugal, what a comeback. Hey, comeback keeps everything in line as well. That was a beautiful sight to see, even with VAR playing games again. So excited about today, ready to get it going.
Yeah, I was out on the golf course, and I'm watching my phone. I was like, we're not going to get the over 2.5 to cash. 2 minutes left in the game. We banged that cash. All right, introductions are over. We got to get to the picks, and it's going to be an incredible bounce-back Wednesday when we didn't even need a bounce-back Wednesday. And we're going to reverse things just a little bit because, AB, we got a game starting in, now it's 52 minutes, and I can't wait any longer. So we're going to start with you. Where are we going today, sir?
We are going 2 plays here. Florida, money line plus 105, and we're going Florida, Kentucky, over 11.5. And let me tell and show you why. So right here, this is a standard outfield presence by your 3 guys. All right, the X's represent left field, center fielder, right fielder. Okay, you see the red lines. That's generally an out. They play back in college, so those spots, no fly zones. But up, you see the white lines. That's generally where you get your hits. Well, why have we had a lot of unders? I'll tell you why. Because the wind is blowing so heavily in that the outfielders are playing in and taking away those hits that are right over the infield, not to mention the deep. They don't really have to cover it because when the ball goes in the air, it dies. So that is why it's been so difficult to get hits. We've been dealing with 20-mile-an-hour winds southeast, except yesterday. Did you notice Florida State getting rips over and over and over? Well, guess what? Today is the first day of the College World Series. The wind has completely flipped 10 miles an hour northeast, meaning it is blowing the opposite direction. Instead of going from right field to left, it's going left field to right, and it's also blowing out. So the outfielders cannot cheat and play up. They're going to have to play back. Not to mention, it is going to rain today, but until it does, it will be almost 80% humidity, the most humid day that we have had all tournament long. It is going to be just a complete humid water in the air fest for this morning game. So I'll pull that back down and get this off into the picks, and I'll tell you this, those 2 plays, the reason that we're doing them is it's going to be those conditions, the most favorable hitting conditions we've had the entire time. What you need to know, lefties have had an advantage coming. All right, right field to left. It's flipped. Now you're throwing against the wind, and that curveball, not going to have as much. Fastball, not going to have as much. Lefties today will hit the ball to the moon, and that includes Jack Caglione. But here's the last thing I'll leave you. Those 2 plays, Florida money line over 11.5. Last thing I'll leave you into the live shows today, because guess what? Weather will completely change by tonight's game. And when I say completely, I mean completely change directions again. So tonight's game is going to be nothing similar to this morning game.
Well, then I suggest everybody, yeah, exactly. Russell says, love it, AB. The weatherman is back. Felt like we're in the middle of NFL season right there. I would suggest you guys tune in at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. If everything's changing, that means lines are going to change. That means lineups are going to change. That means things are going to change, and you got to tune in, turn on those notifications. AB, well done to start things off. Freaking awesome. I don't even know how he does it. All right, now, 3 games today there, but also the Euros 2024. We are locked and loaded, and there is a big-time game involving Germany. So, Charles, I'm going to come over to you because you and Raphael both are knee-deep in this one. Let's start with that play.
Yeah, the second wave of matches kick off today with Group A featuring a rematch of the 2021 Euros. Germany enters this contest off that impressive 5-1 winner on match day 1. Now the DFB look to keep riding that momentum as the host nation, and they're now averaging 2.2 team goals at home in 2024. Hungary, they were far less successful in their matchup versus Switzerland, losing 1-3. Now the Hungarians are desperate for a positive result and have averaged 1.7 team goals away from home this year. 3 years ago, Hungary, they took a lead versus Germany before eventually losing late. So they do feel confident they can score against this German side. And I think they can get at least one as well. So we're going back to Old Faithful. Both teams to score, as this has that 3-1, 2-1 at worst type feel.
It kind of does. By the way, Zach says AB is now the 6-tool player. I love that line, too.
Nice.
So many good ones in the chat. Keep them coming. Just keep those things coming. All right, both teams have scored my favorite play in all of soccer. Everybody knows that. Now, Raphael, let me come over to you because Germany historically has always been a really strong squad, and their offense, at least leading up, has been really, really good, and you believe it'll be good today. Go.
Yeah, I mean, they put up 5 goals in their first game. And let's face it, Hungary let the Swiss put up 3 goals. So I think we see a lot of goals. And I agree with Charles. Both teams to score, get that even money. They'll probably close around -110, -3 nickels. So hurry up and grab it, because once this game is over that's playing now, they're all going to be jumping on this Germany team total, Germany to win. I just like the team total getting +105. I think they put up another 3 goals. This one screams 3-1. For me. So that's why I like the team total over 2.5. I almost wanted to lay Germany -1.5 goals, but I just played it safe and say team total over 2.5. Because let's face it, Germany has seen other teams struggle. They've seen England struggle, Portland struggle to score goals. They want to show everyone, hey, even though we're not the top favorites, we could still score like old times. So I think they're going to put up another lopsided score total today.
And let's remember, goal differential is a key tiebreaker in the Euros. So these teams in the group stage, they want to score as much as they possibly can. All right, Seabass couldn't make it today, but he's never going to leave the crew hanging. So he's got 3 big plays today. And you know he's our first 3 guy. So I'll quickly go through them. Diamondback Nationals, Arizona just laid Washington out last night. So there could be early runs today, just like there were. Excuse me, my goodness. Just like there was yesterday. So first 3 over 2.5, -140, 405 start. A lot of day baseball today. Tigers, Braves. Can you please score last night one time? It was like watching teeth being pulled. But today, we're going under. So we don't want any runs today. Little juicy, -160, but the juice is worth the squeeze. And Mets and Rangers. The Mets have turned into an absolute offensive juggernaut, and their pitching stinks. You put those 2 things together, let's go over 2.5 in the first 3. That game is a very early start. Or excuse me, 8:05. Tigers, Braves, 12:20 Eastern time. So make sure you get the start times locked and loaded. All right, DG, got all these. Oh, yes, AB, go.
Apologies, I didn't mean to jump in front of everybody, but sources tell me, and I'm not kidding here, that with this weather that we just broke down, that Florida is moving Jack Caglione to the leadoff position today because, number one, they're going to force Kentucky to pitch to him, get him as many at-bats as possible, and I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to walk his ass, and they're not going to pitch to him, and you're going to put a leadoff hitter on who can do it all. Yeah, watch out, Florida. They're going to move Cags to the 1 spot here. They're going to go lefty, 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 lefty to play with that weather. It's real. I'm telling you.
Okay,
Sorry.
very, very good. Love that information. Thank you, AB. All right, now, DG, let me come back over to you because we got all this exciting stuff from AB and Charles and Raphael. I got all these new, and then there's you. A walks parlay. Yuck. Until we cash it. Explain yourself.
Listen, we have day baseball, and not just AB with the day baseball, but our game starts in less than 2 hours here. And so I'm going to go with the walks parlay. It's at +170. Yes, you heard that right. And the reason is it's not because of Hunter Green. is because of Matt Waldron. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit the 2+ walks with each guy at plus 170. And the reason is Hunter Green, 8 out of the last 11 games, he's cleared this line. He's going against a Pittsburgh team that ranks about mid-level and walk strong. But in the last 3 games, Hunter Green has had 12 walks within those 3 games. And then Matt Waldron, he's got his knuckleball. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm expecting that it doesn't work. His number is at minus 130 for 2+ walks just alone. So that's why this number is juiced more. But 6 out of the last 8 games, he's had 2+ walks here. And the only games he's missed against Miami and the Angels, who both rank in the bottom 5 of walks drawn. Philadelphia ranks 6th overall. I expect them to kind of see it, but also sometimes that knuckleball plays funny tricks on just the pitcher himself, let alone the batters. And so I expect it to fall out of the zone a lot. So plus 170 with 2+ walks for each guy. I couldn't pass it up.
Can't pass it up. By the way, Dan says, Coach hates on DG way too much. Seems like jealousy. Interesting. Big Cheesy says DG owns Coach. Sit down, Big Cheesy. You know what I do own? I own 3 pictures that you took back in February for me in a Chiefs jersey. I know I own that. All right, now let me come back over to you, Charles, because there is the rare single midweek MLS slate, and I'm looking at these 2, and I don't even know if this is straight MLS because we're looking at Rapids. So you got to educate me on what teams we're looking at here. Talk to me.
Yeah, the soccer action just keeps on rolling tonight with some MLS action where I pinpointed a match where we should see plenty of goals, with St. Louis averaging 1.1 team goals at home this season, while Colorado matches have been much more explosive on the highway, with 4 of their last 5 results surpassing 3 total goals, with Rapids, Colorado, that is, averaging 1.7 team goals during their travels. I'm going to go ahead and recommend the over 3. This line keeps on soaring, though. I think it's even went to 3.25 as well. You can also look at the over 2.5 live as me and Coach, I passed on some knowledge. Most goal averagers, 30 minutes for the first goal to be scored worldwide as well. So store that one away as well. And then I also wanted to give away the both teams are scoring over 2.5, but the juice was a little too high. So I'm just going to go with the over 3.
I love that nugget about when the first goal is averaging being scored in a game because like Charles talks about a lot, in soccer, you can wait sometimes, and then that number will come down on the goals on whatever bet it is. So sometimes you get screwed if they score in the first few minutes, but on average, it's a really smart way to look at it. So, Charles, thank you very much. Now, WNBA, we're all over it. And Kelsey Plum, she's been all over the news. She's a fantastic player. And Raphael, you think tonight she has a good game? Yes.
She's a fantastic player and a single player because she's getting divorced.
Yes,
so,
she
hint. But yeah, I'll take the 17.5 points with her. She's put up 22 points up the other day in a loss. Man, the Aces are 500 right now. I think they have a big game at home, and I think Plum is the reason. I almost wanted to play her 3-point shots over 2.5. I think she has a big game overall, so I'm going to take the over 17.5. She's averaging a little over 18 points this season. I think she's going to have a big game because I think they're just relying so much on the best player in the league. I think Plum steps up and be's the Robin tonight. So I see her maybe putting 20 points. But I'm going to jump on College World Series real quick. Matty Ice put on there. He has Florida team total over 5.5 to 3 nickels. That's a great number because if this game was a 2 o'clock game or 6 o'clock game, I can guarantee you that juice would be bet all the way up to minus 140. But it's a 10 o'clock game. I can guarantee you bettors don't even know this game is being played at 10 o'clock. So the action is probably not going to be as much as we see in the 2 o'clock game or 6 o'clock game. So the betting props, we're probably going to get better juice just because of time, not because of the 2 teams that are playing.
Yeah, 10 o'clock local time, and AB is shaking his head saying he absolutely agrees with that, AB. Yes?
Very much, yes. Raphael is spot on with that, yes.
Boom and boom. All right, I think everybody has gone. We're all good. Now, we also tell you we're more than just a sports betting show. We believe here at Driving the Line, you need to be the smartest sports fan. Also, you got to pay tribute to guys because this, without sports, wouldn't even exist. And last night, we lost one of the true legends. But what would it mean in today's game? We're going to discuss that right now. It's time to educate, entertain. All right, many of you are asking about my movie today, and they just pushed my call time back. When you're a movie star, you have call times. It was supposed to be 10 a.m. They pushed it back to 12:30, so I'm all good. That's the kind of stroke I have as the ring announcer in my game, in my movie today. True story. True story. All right, ladies and gentlemen, because at least 3 of us are old enough to really remember how great this man was. And last night, I spent probably an hour listening to the Giants radio and all these different people pay tribute to the great Willie Mays, who passed away at the age of 93 yesterday. One of the great players, maybe the greatest of all time. Also a cultural icon who changed the game. So, AB, I'm going to start with you. I got to thinking, is there an athlete today that when they get to be 80, 90 years old, we're going to look at them and say they changed a culture like what Willie Mays did? Who would be your answer?
Tiger Woods in golf. You are talking about rarefied air when you talk about Willie Mays, because understand, this man led the league in hitting. At one point, he led the league in stolen bases. At one point, he led the league in, fielding percentage. And is what he did out there. He led the league in home runs at one. I mean, he did it all. And remember, there was once a time that in New York, you had 2 center fielders. You had Willie Mays, all right, and you had Mickey Mantle. And Willie Mays was mentioned before Willie Mays was arguably the greatest all-around overall baseball player that's ever lived. And I do not mean that flippantly. He could do it all. So, I mean, who changed the game? Tiger Woods, I believe, changed golf.
And we will be talking
I got
about
nothing else for you.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We're going to be talking about Tiger Woods coming up in just a moment as well. So that's a very good answer. By the way, last night on the Angels broadcast, they got shut out by the Brewers. Bobby Valentine, who does the pre and post game, he went into the booth and he talked for 15 to 20 minutes about Willie Mays, because Bobby's a New York legend. And it was amazing to listen to him and him recounting how great it was to be around Willie Mays and the gentleman he was. And Raphael, as I come over to you, you're a sports aficionado, and I want everybody in the chat, give me your answer. Who do you think is a cultural changing athlete in today's game? Raphael, who would you say?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say that I heard his health wasn't doing too bad, because he turned down the appearance to go to Rickwood Field on Thursday's game, that they're having a special game on Thursday. He turned it down, so I heard that his health wasn't going. So it's sad. I was shocked that I saw that yesterday. I was on the air when that happened. But I have 2 names right now that I think that can change sports, and I'll give my NBA one. Wemby. This guy's 7 feet. He looks like playing like a small forward or shooting guard. So I think Wemby can maybe change the game in the NBA as LeBron, KD, and all these other players who are the star of the leagues right now fade away. I think Wemby can maybe change the way how we look at big men coming into the league. And coach, and I had to do this. I want to throw out a WWE guy. Give me Bron Breakker. This guy is quick. This guy is fast. He's the son of Big Papa Pump. So I want to give you 2. Give me Bron Breakker and Wemby.
Hey, there's probably a lot of wrestling fans out there that would agree with you. You never know what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years, because we always say, well, there's only one of them, or there'll never be another them until there is. So, DG, let me come over to you. We have Tiger. We have Wemby. Matty Ice in the chat said Serena Williams, perhaps. What would you say, DG?
So I looked at this in a different way of looking kind of back and seeing somebody that might have already changed the culture of a sport just in general. But if I look at the NBA, I'm looking at Steph Curry. And I think that we're still seeing the culture change that happened from Steph Curry entering the league, where he's too small and honestly was just a shooter. He really didn't do much other than that. But what we're seeing is the game has completely changed to the 3-point shot, the 3-point line. The guys have gotten smaller. I'm here in Memphis, and obviously like a guy like Ja Morant, who probably wouldn't be on that level, even though he's more the Allen Iverson, who's also changed the game. I just think Steph Curry changed the game in such a high level, and it completely flipped of what's happening even in the era of LeBron. I really do think Steph Curry has changed everything within the NBA, and I think we're still seeing that today.
It's so different how the game is played because of Steph Curry. And it's a little hard to imagine. He's coming to the end, LeBron's coming to end, and we're getting ready to go through a complete shift. And there won't be a Steph Curry in the next 3 or 4 years. By the way, Klay Thompson testing free agency as well. Speaking of icons, and AB already mentioned Tiger Woods, and it was a great answer for that question. But yesterday, the PGA Tour did something that sports organizations never do. They made a special exemption just for him into these signature events. And this week, the Travelers, DTL Golf, check it out, is the last signature event. There's 8 of them every single year. It's elevated money, elevated points. And they're going to allow Tiger Woods, AB, to be in every one if he so chooses and doesn't even have to qualify. It doesn't matter if he plays at all. He can get in every single one. Give me an athlete that you can think of in any sport that they would make an actual rule just for them, like what the PGA Tour did yesterday, and nobody would argue with it.
That is difficult. LeBron probably. Like if there was some sort of NBA thing, LeBron would get that call. If you looked at Major League Baseball, I mean, Miguel Cabrera a couple of years ago probably would have been a guy that would have been falling in that category. Yeah, it's tough. Like hockey, they're not going to do that. Like you would immediately get your chicklets knocked out or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it'd be LeBron or like a Mig, somebody, you know what I mean? Like that's about where it'd be.
The all-time leading scorer, not a bad answer. And Raphael, as I come over to you, I mean, we're talking about, I haven't seen one negative story on this at all. Nobody said, because part of the reason that they're getting $4 million to play this week at the Travelers is because of Tiger Woods. I mean, he's the reason the money is where it is. So can you think of an athlete that, say that Major League Baseball said, yep, this is for Shohei Ohtani or whoever, and nobody says a word? Who would be your guy or lady?
The greatest athlete of all time, not your Tiger Woods, but Michael Jordan. If he made a phone call right now and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to play tonight's game, they will let him suit up. He still talks trash right now at his age that he can still play and score points. So, yeah, give me MJ. MJ could probably play maybe a little half-court game or maybe a little downsized game, but he's not going to run up and down the court. But if he made a phone call to the Bulls and say, hey, you know what? I want to run with Lonzo when he comes back and all that, they would say, here's your jersey, what kind of shoes you want to wear, and they will let him play. So I think it has to be MJ, no doubt about it.
MJ there, LeBron for AB. DG, you're an NBA guy. Are you sticking in that organization?
Now, I'm going to stay with the round ball for sure, though. I'm going to go to the future, and it's going to be Caitlin Clark. I really think we could look back, maybe not us, because we're getting old, but I will say that maybe our kids and maybe their kids can look back at somebody like a Caitlin Clark who honestly just kind of gets the pass and is allowed to kind of do whatever she wants. I don't know what changes you're looking at because I think this has to be an individual kind of an answer for a sport. But if you're looking at anybody that really has kind of influenced the game, but also could maybe bend some rules and could honestly, as she's playing right now, they could make some rules and change it a little bit to maybe help grow the sport, which would probably be the smartest thing. But they haven't done that yet because they can't get out of their own way because they're stupid. But I just think that Caitlin Clark has a chance to do so much within a game within the NBA or WNBA that really has had no good change or no big influencer just yet. I really do think that she could be now and possibly in the future, just kind of a culture change, every kind of change, rules change, everything.
Yeah. Raphael, go.
I heard that the WNBA officials during their All-Star break are going to have a big meeting because let's face it, if you've been watching WNBA like I do, it's a very physical game. It's much physical than the NBA and stuff like that. So we're going to see some change and probably more fouls. Look for free throw shooting to skyrocket after probably the Olympic break, because if you watch it like I do, it's 10 times more physical than the NBA. If Luka played in the WNBA, he would be tossed because they would push him around. He would be in a wheelchair by the second quarter. So
that's very true. By the way, DG's nemesis is in the chat, Soupy, and he says there is already a Shohei Ohtani rule. A pitcher can stay in the game as a DH. That started last year because of Ohtani.
Forgot about that.
Ohtani just said he's getting a little bit bored that he's not able to pitch this year. Hopefully he'll be back next year as that arm heals. It's funny because I was thinking about this, and I know you said it's an individual thing, DG, but for Tiger, you can make up any baseline. It could be if you have 20,000 career points, you can get. I mean, but these are sports, to your point, that you can't play when you're 40 or 45. Tiger can play at the age of 48 or 49. So it all depends, but I just thought it would be kind of a fun discussion because there's so many athletes right now. We get so caught up in the 24/7 news cycle. I don't think that we acknowledge greatness in real time like we should. And it used to drive me nuts at SportsCenter and ESPN. Coach, he's not done playing yet. You can't call him an all-time great. Yes, you can in real time, like a Steph Curry, like a Kobe, like a whoever. Yes, their greatness in real time. Gentlemen, thank you very much. All right, we've got a game starting in 28 minutes. If you weren't here at the top of the hour, we have just passed the bottom of the hour. We go through every single pick in 10 seconds or less. It's time for the whip around. And if you guys don't think, take that down for a second. There you go. If you don't think Charles runs this show, as soon as I tossed the whip around, Charles, what just happened?
Croatia goal, Coach. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. My man just hit the BTTS like he told us yesterday was going to happen in real time. You can't make it up. Now, throw that back up there because, Charles, you're going to go first. The Yard is one of my favorite segments of the entire day. And look how far down some of these numbers have fallen. Last night, one of the great comebacks, Phillies, I had him on the money line personally. Kyle Schwarber, he went yard in the 8th inning. It was a no-doubter. He's plus 175 along with Shohei. Christian Walker of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's been bombing it lately. Then Giancarlo of the Yankees. And then our favorite player, Gunnar Henderson, plus 330 of the Orioles, who are playing the Yankees. So, Charles, who's going to go to the Yard?
I'm going with the chalk, Ohtani, in that leadoff spot. Plus, he gets that potential at bat in the 9th inning as well. So, yeah, just giving him extra at bats, just asking for trouble. Ohtani plus 175.
All right. Robbie says Schwarber is on another level in June. I agree with you, Robbie. Raphael, who's going to go to the Yard for you today?
If the Schwarber game was an evening game, I would probably look at him, but at plus 175. But it's not. It's an afternoon game. Probably not. The wind's not going to be howling. I'll take Ohtani because where is he at? He's in Colorado. That's where he's at. I don't care how many times at bat he's going to get. Ohtani hits one.
Yeah, we hit that. I believe it was our crew exclusive. If you know, you know. If you're not a premium member, you need to join right now because Charles had the over in that Dodgers-Rockies game last night. The over 11. They scored 20 runs in that game. Come on. You got
2-1 Croatia.
2-1 right now.
So we just hit the over.
Told you it's going to be a lively second half.
That is ruining my flow that I love. AB, did you just write if you crow, you crow? Is that you or is that producer?
Yes.
That is awesome. All right, AB. Then I'm going to come to you right now. That was hilarious. Who's going to go to the Yard for you?
Shohei Ohtani might hit one from Colorado to Omaha, Nebraska tonight. I am taking Shohei Ohtani. Raphael is 1,000% correct.
All right, so we're all over Ohtani in Coors Field. DG, talk to me.
Let's go Gunnar Henderson against Cole coming back here. Why not? Listen, the value is there at plus 330. Gunnar Henderson is hitting the ball well, so let's go with Gunnar.
Joe said, if you crow, you crow. I'm dead. So am I, Joe. So am I. That was one of the greatest lines of all time. All right, we got a lot of picks to get to. 25 minutes is our first play of the game. So, AB, we're going to reverse it just a little bit. I'm going to come to you first. What do you got this morning?
Florida, money line plus 105. Florida, Kentucky, over 11.5, minus 115. If the total has moved on you to 12 or 12.5, that's cool too. I don't mind it at all. You might want to take a look at team totals if you don't want to play it that high, but it's all right. Florida money line over 11.5. Lego.
Then at noon Eastern time, there are 3 big Euro 2024 games today. I need all your picks together right now. Charles, give them to me.
Germany, Hungary, both teams to score. Then St. Louis City and the Colorado Rapids in the MLS over 3 full-time goals.
Real quick, why do you think Germany, Hungary has some goals?
Julian Nagelsmann, he's he's brought his Bayern Munich. Remember, he was the Bayern coach before he was sacked, and he's all about offense. And plus, Hungary likes to play on the front foot as well. They're desperate after losing their first match as well. So they want a positive result. So that just equals a high octane type of result.
Which is exactly what Germany is going to do. Raphael, coming over to you.
Yeah, I agree. Hungary's already scored a goal against Germany last time they played, so I can see that happen. But I think Germany just puts up another 5 spot on the board. Give me that team total over 2.5. Plus money's a little shocking. And give me my future wife, Kelsey Plum, over 17.5 points. We'll lay the -110. As I think the Aces maybe snap and get above 500, but I think Plum has a big game.
I think we should put a hidden camera in Raphael's house for some of these comments he makes. I just want to see the wife's reaction. That's all I want to see. All right.
And tomorrow's her birthday too.
Tomorrow's her birthday. Okay, we need to do something special for her on the show. We'll have to figure that out. All right, DG, what do you got?
Yeah, I got the walks parlay here at plus 170. Hunter Green 2+, Matt Waldron 2+ as well. Both guys have been walking a lot of players. Both of these games actually start within about 2 hours, and so make sure you go ahead and get these in now.
Our 2 favorite words are what, Raphael?
Day baseball. Even the Cubs play today in a day baseball. Maybe I have to have more TVs in my office.
I only needed the 2 words. All right, Chris Bassett has 3 games today. He's our first 3 guy. Diamondback Nationals yesterday, Arizona. They jumped out to an early lead today. Let's go over that 2.5 -140. Then very juicy in this one, but apparently Seabass says the juice is worth the squeeze. Tigers, Braves. Let's go under in the first 3, 2.5. And then Mets, Rangers. Mets have turned into a juggernaut. They can't lose since I think it's Grimace, I believe. It's a runaway story. Let's go.
Hero.
Is it not Grimace?
No, I said he's a hero.
Oh, he's a hero. A big old purple hero. All right. I believe those are all of the plays today for everybody. All right. So it's 2-1 Croatia, 2 more Euro 2024 games. We've got 3 College World Series games. I encourage you, if you don't subscribe, turn on your notifications, subscribe. My guys are everywhere all day, every single day. All right, gentlemen, great show as always. DG, I apologize that I had to host today. I know you were prepared, but
It's okay.
When a brand has a movie star that's available, you put the movie star in play. You know what I mean?
Is that why they pushed your call back?
Yeah, because the stars don't have to show up when all the extras do.
Oh, okay.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, gentlemen, great job. It's time for the closing bell. I'm just reading the chat. You guys are so good today. AB, what's the Crew's Howie Schwab play of the day choice?
The Florida Gators money line plus 105 at 54%. The Crew is feeling it.
Really?
Yep.
Give me a little taste of what that 1:30 show or the 6 p.m. show is going to look like today.
What you're going to get is weather that is changing and 2 teams that are playing to get to a title game and 2 teams that are playing to keep their seasons alive. And understand this, the number one thing, and this is why you want to pay attention to, one team is completely out of pitching. They have no one. And that is going to be Run City, son.
Wow.
I'm not going to tell you which game that is. You got to tune into both.
You got to tune in to find out. Turn on those notifications. That's all we can tell you. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to BTT, I encourage you to do that. We got more content coming there, an announcement coming in the next 48 hours. AB, don't know how you do it, bud. Well freaking done, sir. Well freaking done. Producer man, thank you for the one shot. Understand this. It is now time for all of you to go out into the world, including myself. Pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Enjoy yourself. That's what life is truly all about. This is a busy day in sports. How can you not love it? So let's understand this. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, Lobo, a man from the Dirty Charles. Still 2-1 Croatia. My numbers guy, Raphael. He doesn't have to wait for BTT. My man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG, and AB, the hardest working man in all of sports. And never forget about producer man, always behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. Don't forget about your crew exclusive, posted in about 30 minutes. It's what we do right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.